to like, I guess, play Zen like maybe aggressively, but
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just not sure like positioning for Zen and how he like really should be played.
Mm-hmm. Okay, positioning. Okay. Yeah, just in general. Yeah, kind of just you kind of not playing the character as much, right?
Yeah, I'm the other Zen.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I forgot this was my other account, so yeah, my name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was. Yeah, I see that there are no familiar names. I'm like, yeah. What is the one? Okay.
yeah.
All right. So first of all, what is the average rank of this lobby?
This would be plat something.
Uh-huh. Okay. 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 So, what are you looking to do here, Zenyatta? What are your priorities? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. What do you want to do with your positioning? What do you think?
Well, I know that like I would be looking to probably Discord like the tank, at least to start.
Hmm.
Um, and that's kind of like another thing is I'm not sure like what like Discord priorities are and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that
um,
that makes sense. Yeah, I think so with Discord, a lot of times it's just you want to shut down the biggest aggression. Usually it can be the tank because the tank tends to be more aggressive and initiate the pressure. So that makes sense. You Discord the
mhm,
tank most of the time, but it might not be exactly the right thing to do all the time. Of course, depending on the
okay,
situation, we want to see if there's someone who is more aggressive in the enemy team, maybe is there Hanzo? Maybe. Is there Widowmaker? Even enemies Zenyatta might be good targets to Discord, but yeah, we can look at it.
okay.
Okay, so Discord to warp. What about your position? What kind of
Um,
positions you want to take? Hmm.
I think I usually play kind of back on Zen, um, just because uh he's kind of like a glass cannon, I guess. So,
Hmm.
um, and without having like a self heal like BAP does or something, then I'm kind of relying on like my other healer if I take damage, and um, so that's kind of the way I like think about
Hmm.
playing
Hmm.
him.
Hmm.
I I do like try and take some angles usually just because he does put out a lot of damage. So
Yeah.
I don't want to, like forget about that whole other half of his kit there. But
Yeah, I see. Okay. So that sounds reasonable. I would say definitely the Zenyatta is one of the supports where you do a lot of damage, so you have to put yourself in a position where you're able to do so. So actually taking angle is going to be extremely important, but
okay.
because you don't have as much mobility, you have to make sure you are doing that in the right time. You're taking angles at the right
Hmm.
time in the right place. So yeah, let's take a look. So
Yeah, I
starting out
can't
on
remember how this game went, but
mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, of course, also positioning depends on the enemy's threats too. Yeah, there are
Hmm.
all the other things like that. But okay, and what about your healing orb, by the way, as well? How do you usually manage it?
Um, I try and put it on who's going to be taking like the most damage at the time.
Hmm.
So like in this case, like I put it on the Rhine because I knew he was like going in here. So um, that's kind of my thought process with it. Is
Hmm.
just kind of who's like the enemy's target at the time.
Yeah, that makes total sense. The target with the biggest aggression at this current moment, because you want to enable this aggression, makes sense to kind of just orb that aggression. The
Hmm.
Reinhardt's going aggressive, orb him. Maybe you can also orb the Hanzo, but yeah, that depends on the situation. Who is the most aggressive person in this current moment? Okay, so we're looking for some pressure the choke. That's fine. We Oh, your Hans is getting a lot of picks, so you just clearing this point right away? Sure. Then we're gonna move up. That makes sense. Yeah, looking for some other shots on the Anna. Mm. Why do you move back there? So we started pushing up the Anna. Why do you move back there?
Um, because they called that the ball was coming to point. So he's like right up above right now, the ball is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, get it.
yeah, so I think I moved back just because, one, because he was coming back to point, so I was gonna try and just discord him if he tried to like, recontest, since I saw like the other, people from the team were
Mm-hmm.
running down that way. Um, and then two, like I was the only one pushed forward really. Like soldier starts to come up,
Yeah.
but um
Yeah,
I
that
didn't want to like get caught in a bad spot.
yeah. Reasonable, yeah. Pressure, the biggest threat, just in general. Okay. So there's just something to keep in mind. When we are pressuring in general, right? Uh, we see here when you start the pressure, we going towards the main, right? But what kind of positions you wanna check first?
Height, and I missed uh the
Uh-huh.
cast on the right side and
Uh-huh.
their enemies then there.
Uh-huh. So let's say we know the Cassidy is there. Yeah. So this
Mhm.
is part about the scouting. We have to scout for threats. Yeah, you generally speaking also can scout the important positions on the map. Yeah, what kind of positions potentially can do more damage to your team? Yeah, because those high grounds usually they give the enemy team better vision. You want to check those first, see if the threats potentially there. If not, then you can move up towards this. Yeah, because in
Mhm.
this case, if the Cassidy is there and the soldier is there, what is the bigger priority for you? What is better to pressure?
Probably the Cassidy to push him off high
Cassidy,
ground.
yeah, because he does more pressure. Yeah, and that is
Mhm.
exactly what is important. See where you put your damage. Yes, maybe you can get a kill on the soldier as well. That makes sense. Maybe if you pressure him, but then I think there's equal chance to get kills on both targets, probably. But there's just slightly more chance for you to pressure.
Mhm.
I do even think there's a high chance you kill this because there's no support for the Cassidy. So yeah, it's also easier for you to kill in general. Well, um, something to keep in mind and see like this as well. Yeah, so you
Mhm.
want to check this, you want to check this, and then if you do that first with your vision, then you can kind of anticipate. Oh, I have to shoot cast first, or maybe let's say we even just open up to just two angles. That's enough. Yeah, we don't want to be open to the three angles.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of what screwed me here too, because I didn't see the cast, and then that's what ended up killing me there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it just feels like checking enemy angles gonna be important here. Okay, we moving up. Then we see the ball. Can discord toward him. Then we shoot this enemy Zenyatta. What do you think about shooting Zenyatta? Is it okay?
um, I think so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because we were also like kind of waiting to regroup here a bit and trying to keep him off of that high angle on us just to push him back. Even if I don't kill him, then
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this is fine. Mm-hmm. So kind of moving up towards the point there. Um, what do you think about this position here?
um, so I moved in because like I knew that they were on ball, and I knew that if I was too far off of my team, then
Mm-hmm.
um, I would definitely get targeted, and I kind of did anyway with the when I
Mm-hmm.
moved closer to the team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the goal of the game here? Just in general, it's to push the card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's to push the card, if the enemy team's the goal a lot of times to stop it, then away we can stay in our case.
Um, I mean, I could have. gone and taken inside the castle for like a different angle,
Well, you can.
and
Yeah.
uh, probably would have given me a little more safety from the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
potentially you can. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
I was gonna say, or I could be on like the kind of far left side,
Mm-hmm.
since I know that the enemy is either gonna be coming from in the castle or the kind of road straight ahead is where they'd be looking. So
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So we can move inside the castle. What about the position here, away from point, kind of inside this building?
yeah, that would work too, because it kind of gives me some cover instead of just playing like out in the open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. So it's just fundamentally, you always wanna, when the fight starts, um, in general, you have this brawl phase, you wanna play away from objective, so you give that enemy team a dilemma. Yeah, they either have to deal with you or the card, and because we maybe play at one of those positions, position number one, position number two, potentially they have to choose what to push. Yeah, they have to choose push you or the card, which is quite nice. But then
Hmm.
I would also think, what is giving you more value? Yeah, we can be at position one, we can take the position two, but what do you think is the better option?
Um, maybe position two,
Right?
um, because then I can kind of take that space and uh, one, it's like a different angle from the team,
Mm-hmm.
and I can also kind of deny any of like the enemy coming in there as well.
Yeah, potentially. Potentially it can. Well, there is just one thing though. They have a ball, so we have to keep in mind that we cannot be isolated too much, right?
Hmm.
So if you take that space, definitely, first of all, making sure we cannot be isolated so the ball cannot punish us because we really stationary. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
pretty easy to punish using Yara. And the second thing is really you have an advantage now, so you can usually, when you have an advantage in numbers, you can take space. Yeah, that's why I
Hmm.
think in this kind of moment, taking space is okay, but then you can also look to play around this position. Maybe if you have kind of equal situation, if nobody has an advantage currently, I still think you're gonna be dealing with angles and somehow pushing those. But this is gonna be important. Yeah, playing around the threats. You cannot be too much isolated. Yeah, so keep that in mind. But even though you see
Okay.
here, yeah, we're not too isolated, you still getting punished, yeah, but this is what I mean, you still gotta take slight angle where the enemy,
Yeah.
where your team can see you, but you play kind of away from the cards, so it's not that easy. Yeah, we don't want to open up ourselves to too many angles as well. There's another problem too. Yeah, if you're on card,
Hmm.
then there's one thing here, the soldier there, and it just becomes easy for them to punish you.
Makes
Well,
sense.
we It's definitely, especially at the just when you learn the character, trying to push your limits more is really beneficial. If you can somehow more look to take those aggressive angles, I think this is definitely better. Seeing, yeah, where what your limits are, what you can do, generally speaking, with the pressure. Because now I don't think we kind of do much with the damage there. Unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have too good sidelines,
This.
and then this is kind of the positions which this team is holding, potentially dealing with those is just really hard from low ground. So I do think you have to somehow push those
Yeah,
angles
get to
there.
high.
There's another thing. It's kind of managing the aggression, just looking at mm, yeah, understanding for how long you can be aggressive. Yeah, because you really have one resource which allows you to push in. It's kind of your HP. Yeah, you can trade it with the pressure from the enemy team. Yeah, so basically here, using Yara, you have those shields. You have the shields for the reason because shields can regenerate over time. That's first thing. The second, you also have the support passive, which regenerates,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you regeneration too. So it's like uh, double the reason why you should look to go aggressive and kind of take damage. It's okay to take damage for you until you lose your shield HP, basically. So it's usually like you go aggressive, take damage, then you hide behind the corner, and then you go on aggressive again with your shields. You just trade those with the pressure. But now this position, it feels like we're not able to do that much. Yeah, trade those
Yeah.
shields that much, kind of, if that makes sense. So it's constantly should be, yeah, you, because you are going aggressive. You are splitting the enemy team's attention first. Yeah, they're shooting you. This is the damage you can regenerate. But on the other hand, like if they push the Hanzo, the Hanzo cannot regenerate his HP. Yeah, so this
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah, I
this is the
should have went
problem
height
a lot
there.
of times. Yeah. Let's see a little bit more. Yeah, the only problem is gonna be ball. But again, you can always scout over here, so maybe instead of moving inside the castle right, we can also go left. Yeah, take those positions. Just all the way left side. Punish the Cassidy. This is good. Looking for the right click. When we have the downtime, this is okay. Why you die there?
Uh, just positioning. They came behind me and
See where we are?
yeah.
We on the card, right? But where we should be.
Um, probably back more, I would think here.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it can be back more. It's just, of course, you want to push the point too. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
just someone has to do that. But when the fight is about to start, want to
It
play away
shouldn't
from
be
the point.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
shouldn't
you.
be me.
Yeah, I would agree. Also, in general, pushing the point it shouldn't be used in Yara because you have limited mobility. Heroes with high mobility or survivability should push the point. Generally
Mm-hmm.
speaking, it's kind of, to be honest, there are also cases when you can maybe do that, push the point, because you can contribute to the fight with the long range damage, but it only should happen when there's no mobile characters, so like no characters with a high survivability who can push the point. In your case, I think even Soldier pushing the point could make sense. Yeah, or like Junker Queen pushing the point could make sense. But it doesn't matter. Like you can also push the point, but just make sure you play a wave when the pressure starts. Yeah, because like right
Mm-hmm.
now we're playing the card, and then we're getting pressured from here, here. But if you play slightly away, yeah, even at this angle or like here, then I still have the vision on the fight, but it's just not as easy for the threats to dive you. Yeah, just Cassidy close the distance, Ball to close the distance with you. They have to choose. Yeah, they have to go on you or the cart. If they go on cart, well, you just shoot them. If they go on you, you also have your transcendence, and they're not pushing the cart at all.
Yeah, I got a little greedy trying to finish off those kills on the side, and I kind of just opened myself up to the.
Yeah, so see this is like we take an angle, but so what happens here? Okay, we exactly kind of got punished by this ball, I think. Yeah. So we kind of mentioned you can do that, right? But what is how we can do it better? Like what went wrong here when we're trying to take this angle here? What we could have done better? What do you think?
Um, I'm kind of just like out in the open in that room there. I'm not really playing like cover too much. Um,
Okay, so open up the room to many threats while minimizing the angles. Makes sense. But then also, why they target you in the first place? Like, why they not targeting anyone else on your team?
um, probably because I'm pretty isolated here.
Oh, isolated is one thing. But then, is your team, are they pushing in and taking space with you?
Yeah, they're not even in yet. Yeah.
Not in yet, yeah, kind of. So, we, what we want to make sure when something's happening, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when you're trying to take space, you want to make sure that your team is taking space with you as well. Yeah, so they at least capitalize on what you're doing. Yeah, maybe your tank drags some attention, and then you can push in and take the space. Yeah, go and contest the angle. But it's always shouldn't be. We shouldn't take the pressure first. Yeah, someone should be distracting. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
really like glass cannon character. Yeah, maybe even your soldier should be distracting a little bit. Usually it's the tank, but see, yeah, once you contest in the same space, which you wanna push, kind of it's around this area. Yeah, which you wanna contribute to. Yeah, then you can start pushing. Probably your team, maybe they can be in this area. Maybe they can go inside the castle. Maybe they can go past the bridge. Yeah, sort of contribute to the same space. Make sure your team enters first, and then you can push in after that. Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to wait here. Yeah, you can maybe wait like around this area still. Yeah, maybe around the HP pack if you want to, because your team can support you in a relatively fine way soon. But
Mm-hmm.
then once they start taking space, we can start contesting the angles.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because, yeah, isolated, sure. Yeah, we also maybe like open up to too many angles, but I think the most important is just your team is not ready yet. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so kind of just, I think, pushing up there and, let me see.
Yeah, I didn't react fast enough with my
I think
um
they anti-ed anyway. Maybe you cannot do much, right? Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, if we just mention the positioning, it's kind of uh, the same thing from the first time. I think it's just we well, we didn't say if you're trying to support this Junker Queen, right? What would be the better position? What do you think?
Um Probably like maybe up to my left or something or
Um,
um
Potentially
I'm like
here, yeah,
yeah.
gives you more vision. We also have this opportunity to just cut, minimize the enemy threats too. Yeah, so like
Mm-hmm.
we open to this and this, but now because you're here, you can hide yourself from that pressure. Maybe potentially you can move inside the room, cut yourself from that pressure too. Yeah. So this is crucial because like here we just we open too many stuff.
Yeah, and then they can just easily kill me.
And it's kind of, who knows, maybe they push you a little bit more. Yeah, maybe they use resources to contest you in that room. We can trade it with, just because they use a lot of resources, they in our space, we can use our transcendence. Maybe save your teammates, maybe you can save yourself even sometimes. It's alright. Okay. So see, this is always gonna be like, you gotta be managing, trying to play the cover, minimizing the threats, but still being on a more aggressive note. Yeah, making sure you take that
Mm-hmm.
pressure, but make sure you do it at the right time when your team is pushing the space, which you're looking to push. Yeah, which you want to push. Once they do that, you can peek out, maybe do something, do damage. I mean, be like really active with that at least. Okay, I think this is fine. You still clear this space, yeah. Okay, what about the... Oh, so we
I
start...
switched I switched
Uh-huh.
BAP here.
Do you play
I
Zenyatta at any
know
point here?
no, I don't think I went back to
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Zenyatta.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, so it's just, I think, even when we're talking about, like, taking angles in general, and trading your HP, yeah, it's just the same thing as, like, the tank's armor, yeah, or maybe Yeah, just tanks armor is a good analogy. If you're taking pressure, make sure your team can capitalize on it. Yeah, like right now, maybe your team is not that ready. Yeah, because they don't have angles in this space. Yeah, you don't have to trade your HP that much. But once
Mm-hmm.
maybe the enemy team they pushed up more because you play the proper position, like maybe let's say here they pushed up more and they shoot you. Yeah, you can always hide, and then after that you can peek out. But because they actually pushed in order to pressure you, now your team have angles, they can punish the pressure. Yes, this is gonna be like important a lot of times. Managing your HP, kind of allowing yourself to be more aggressive, but yeah, still play corners in a smart way.
Okay.
Like let's say here, yeah, you're taking an angle, you're trying to pressure here, yeah. What kind of position we can take? So we taking that off angle, so potentially you can also trade your HP a little bit. Yeah, what do you think?
Maybe like over where the soldier is.
Yeah, maybe go there. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, maybe go right side. Take this position with the soldier. Yeah, this gonna be easier for you to one shot someone. Using Zenyatta, you have this one shot threat. So threat, yeah, like your right click. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely beneficial for you to do something like that more. Yeah, take those angles because people not gonna strafe against you when you going left. Yeah, they're trying to strafe against the main, like against this diva, for example, against the Anna. But because you're going left now, it's just gonna be much easier for you to hit them because the strafing, yeah, how they move, it looks like a straight line for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even with the orbs, it's projectile. It's much harder to hit if we are on the main. Yeah, find a ways to like take off angles,
Okay.
manage your HP. So let's just write this down. So we play away from card, and then we manage our HP. Yeah, like basically go aggressive until you lose shields. Yeah, then you can hide. And in general, it's just checking enemy angles, and also minimizing threats. Yeah, like playing corners that way, so you can pick one angle, yeah, deal with one angle at a time. Okay, I think I can just give you some visual examples of what I mentioned first, and then we can maybe do live game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay. So first of all, visuals. I just think yeah, anything can be good for that. So pretty much, maybe there's a rank to GM or something. Yeah, probably there is. I just don't have it added on the document, but maybe we can use something like this. For example, here, yeah, let's just watch this one. Okay, so a lot of your play, yeah, it's taking angles. It's trying to use your shield HP as like a resource, so it allows you to be more aggressive. So let's see. We had this map with the high ground. I think something like that, something similar can be good for us. Yeah, like re-alter 1, it can be cool. There's a lot of high ground control, which you need to take. So let's see. Okay, yeah, I think we did the offense, so maybe let's just do offense as well. But defense is also fine. It's just on offense, it's a little bit more challenging when you like looking to push the angles because you don't have any mobility.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit harder for you. Okay, so first of all, it's always starting out and minimizing the amount of angles you deal with. That's why playing the box, yeah, something like that. We want to pick this angle, we don't want to be open to anything else. But then
Mm-hmm.
seeing how we can contest the angles, yeah, how we're gonna take the angles as well. So there's just nice little play there, just looking for some early pressure with the right click. Now, what's gonna be important to take is probably this room, can be possible to take, go from there, take this off angle, but let's see if he's gonna do that. Yeah, this is like common angle, that's why like this is good. You have your team main core on the main, yeah, that means this
Mm-hmm.
guy's gonna strafe against this main core left and right. So it's like this kind of, and then it just becomes much easier for you to hit the shots. Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
we also, if we receive the pressure, we can hide behind the corner and just should be fine. Yeah, he's just changing the angles a little bit, but he's always gonna be going towards the taking off angles. He's just also, there's one more thing. They have one shot character. You need to you need to swap the angles a lot. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is gonna be important. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got the Doomfist, and then just contesting the angles there. By the way, like, see, even this is also crucial. Yeah, see, he opened himself up to this and this, and that's why he died. Yeah, this happens sometimes. Yeah, it's just maybe he didn't expect the Genji there, but it's always nice to see why this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what's gonna happen later. So pushing up, taking some space. Okay, probably gonna take angle on the left. Uh, it's interesting. He's a Diamond 5, but he's playing against really high uh, ranked players like Chipsa, for example. It's interesting. Okay, maybe it was the old matchmaking.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so he's waiting for his team to push. Then we just can maybe contest the angle. See, like how he's checking the angles as well. Yeah, what's important is this position first. Yeah, always step by step clear. Yeah, and check with revision. See what angle is the closest, provides the biggest threat. Yeah, this is probably this position here. And then you probably gotta check this position above, and then you probably need to check some angles on where the Widowmaker is on the main. Yeah, just something to keep in mind, and see how he's pressuring that as well. Just because his team is not ready yet, we can just
Mm-hmm.
do something like that. Okay, and his team is moving up, taking angle again, trying to play around his HP. Like basically, it's just more tricky against this comp because there's one shot strat, but still you can kind of see he's still going aggressive just until his HP is like kind of goes to half, and then yeah, even here you can see yeah he's like can kind of keep the pressure because his shields are still up. Okay, this is Transcendence, and then yeah, this is just dealing with angles purely and taking angles constantly. Maybe just one more example. Maybe there's when he's not playing against like big one-shot threats. I think it can be anything to be honest. So let's say like here we this is a long-range map actually. Okay, I just picked a random timestamp to just kind of pay attention to that. But see, even
Mm-hmm.
this can kind of show like what I mean. I think he just trying to reset there, but let me see. So this is anyway. This is important because he can go on aggressive and he realizes, oh, we can't trade at HP, so yeah, maybe the race is gonna push us, yes, but he also has the Transcendence to kind of keep him alive. But this is important, yeah, trading your shields until you realize, oh, like you cannot go aggressive anymore. Maybe hide behind the corner, maybe use your Transcendence or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it just
basically,
kind of
yeah, like here
uh
he's not gonna have Transcendence, but still he knows, oh, like he has his shields, and so he can trade those until he really if he don't have those, then he's gonna hide. They just the enemy team won this fight, but then the next one it's always like important to also check the angle, see okay where his team is. They're gonna go the main side. You want to keep why do you actually positions at this angle is just because team comp specific, like I mentioned, we want to play around the threats. The enemy have a lot of divers. You want to play away from divers
yeah,
more. So you're going to have to take more longer range off angles against this. So you see like maybe he's positioned here. Yeah, maybe he can move up on the left side or something like that. Yeah. And yeah,
just
trading.
try and keep the distance
Yeah, see,
from like the
divers.
Genji
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like Tracer, Genji, Kiriko, short range characters, keep your range, take off angle still. You don't want to be too stacked with your team anyway. Like I mentioned, yeah, uh, if the fights happen some card, we like Contra Robot, for example, here, yeah, you want to play away from it slightly. So they have to choose to deal with you or go after someone else. You see, the Zenyatta usually is one of these as targets to kill, but because he's positioned away, from the card, yeah, he position on the angle. Now the Genji cannot kill him that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he cannot provide that much pressure. Okay. Any questions?
Um no, I think that kind of like it gives me a good like base of how to kind of start.
How it looks like, so you can just compare. I'm just gonna screen share and then can you give me this this last game?
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look. I'm screen sharing as well. Can you see it?
Uh, going into it now.
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
just want you to see how much pressure compared to like this first map we done when we're not switching an orb too much. So um see here we're starting with the pressure. Yeah. Now we're thinking, okay, like change and right click, yeah, that makes sense, but then we orb, I think we just orb the Anna, yeah, because she's kind of lost some HP, yeah. So this is like one animation. Then we pressure, 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 pressure. And now I think you're gonna have an orb on someone like Monkey. Yeah, then it's Echo again. And then I think you're gonna pressure the Mei. And then move up there. Have an orb on the Anna. Yeah, so this is like one animation. And then that's an orb on the Monkey. And then it's gonna be an orb, I think, on someone else
I was
again.
just like torn because like Diana just wasn't healing them. Like that's where I'm
Right.
like that's where I kind of run into the dilemma. I guess I just
See,
like my instincts are to just try and get them healthy because
yeah,
Diana was just staring at the May
yeah.
instead of healing.
Yeah, but then see what does more healing. The pressure does more healing, basically. All
Yeah.
this time when you switch in an orb, you can do pressure and just try to heal your team this way. So basically, like let's say now, see, like we're basically trying to heal everything now, yeah. And then you keep an orb on one target, then you switch it to another. Yeah, this is like too much switching, right? But who you
Mm-hmm.
should be orbing right now? Who is the target?
Soldier.
Why soldier?
Because he's engaged with the enemy there. I
Yeah,
guess he's being the
yeah.
most aggressive, so.
Exactly, and this is what you want to identify. Just the most aggressive person, leave an orb there, and go back to pressure. Because you do this, see, like, this is one animation. One. So how long it is? I'm just curious, like, with the seconds. So it's, orb. Orb of Harmony. A duration, so how long it takes? Like, this, animation, it's not saying anything. Because it takes quite a lot, if you can see that. Yeah, like it's just almost like more than a second, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So while you're doing this, so this is like one switch more, which is gonna last 1 second. Then there's another switch, right? And I think there's gonna be one more probably. Yeah, I think, no, we actually go back to pressure now. But yeah, this is what I mean, like, even doing this slightly, yeah, just one switch and then go to another, it's not allowing you to pressure, and this is what causes your team to die. But then, when you started doing this, at the second map, you could see how much faster you get in your ultimate and how much more pressure you do as well. So, you
Mm-hmm.
just leave an orb on the most aggressive person, so it probably can be Echo, so the most aggressive and kind of killable person potentially. That's why you usually prioritize 200 HP targets over tanks. So see,
Okay.
the Echo is the most aggressive person and kind of more killable, so you can just even open her. Also, it's a DPS as well, so it's a little bit harder for you, Anna, a lot of times to keep an eye on this kind of DPS. I would just say this, like mobile DPS a lot of times, yeah, like Tracer, Genji. It's just harder for someone like Anna and just other main supports to heal them because they're getting out of line of sight a lot. They're gonna be like taking angles a lot, and that's why keeping an orb on them is just fine. See, like you keep an orb on the Echo now, all this time, you pressure, and then you do more pressure, pressure, pressure instead of swapping it. And just see how much ult charge you get out of this. I think we got like 50% ult charge, and your orb consistently getting value as well. By the way, there's one more perspective. If you swap your orb too much, then none of your teammates know if they should go aggressive or not, if that makes sense. Let's say
Yeah, that
the
makes sense.
orb has Echo, she knows she can go aggressive, but if you constantly switch an orb, then they cannot go aggressive. Because of that, they don't exactly know if they're gonna have this resources or not.
That makes sense. I never
Yeah.
thought of it that way.
Yeah, so usually you can just keep it on the most aggressive person. Yes, it's gonna be challenged to identify it sometimes, but it's what we have to do. Yeah, so it's just like
Hmm.
first fight. Yeah, like here you can right away peek the person. Probably again might be monkey or echo. So just usually prioritize 200 HP because they're just more squishy, but it can be the monkey as well, of course. Just make sure you kind of keep it. Yeah, maybe like keep it now and then start the pressure. Start that, and then you don't need to worry about anything that much because this is what kind of figures eventually, like, because you start supporting this Ana, but you can just maybe leave an orb on this monkey soldier and then keep the pressure. That actually leads to your team dying because of it. Yeah, because I just want
Yeah.
to compare, like, so this 16%, 20, yeah, like 23% we got. Yeah, we're almost gonna get 30. I think we got like 20% more on this second fight. Yeah, we got like, yeah, this is like almost 20% more because you just done this, keeping an orb on one person and basically pressuring.
Okay,
So
that makes
this, of course,
sense.
this is ult charge, but it just shows with the damage numbers. It's just more value. Yes, if you get more value, get more ult charge out of the healing, that might make sense to heal the people, but it's not usually with Zenyatta. Yeah, sometimes you maybe have someone who you can heal, but you cannot pressure an enemy. Well, you can switch an orb, kind of. At this point, yeah, just make sure you
Hmm.
heal them up, but usually if you can do pressure, then just yeah, do that normally. Yeah, like let's say here you can just leave an orb on that person who's the most aggressive, keep the pressure. See, this is what I mean. Also, who you should have an orb on right now potentially? Who is the
Probably
priority?
soldier.
Soldier, yeah. Just keep that on him. Yeah, he's the most squishy, active. Yeah, the same position as Junker Queen. Have an orb on him, and then do pressure. Yeah, while you switch in an orb, you're missing out on the right click, which can kill Mei. Yeah, or you're missing out on the just general pressure. So like twice. Yeah, and then third time even, right?
Hmm.
This
Yeah.
is what I mean. And then we can only do one right click. One right click and 3 swaps of the orbs. But instead we can do maybe 3 right clicks or 4 right clicks and 1 swap of the orb.
Do you know how long, like, if
4
my
seconds.
teammate is like line of sight of me, it's 4 seconds?
Yeah, 4 seconds. That's why having it on mobile DPS like Tracer is good. Because as mentioned, they like to be out of line of sight of the second support. Yeah, and that's why you keep an orb on them. In your case, usually Echo is a better target, or like Soldier sometimes, I think. But yeah, you'll see, depending on the situation, of course. It's just general priorities, but the situation changes all the time, so.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. What else? I think that was the most important. Yeah, you can keep an eye on minimizing the threats, of course, and the other stuff which you mentioned. Maybe you can just summarize then. At this point, we can just see what we want to work on, write this in the summary. Okay, yeah, so what do we got out of today so far?
Um, I want to work on identifying um my like most aggressive teammate,
Uh-huh.
um, and put the orb on them, and um, then just look at to apply pressure,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just being aggressive, taking off angles, um, and then oh my god, I just had the thought in my head. I can't.
It's fine.
And then oh, like charging it, like working on
Mhm.
in downtime charging a right click.
Oh yeah, mechanically, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
mechanically, yeah.
Okay. Yes, charging right click on downtime. Also,
The angles, kind of scouting
mm,
as say like going into an area or something,
mm,
kind of like uh, almost like sectioning off each um, area to see if someone's there or if it's clear, so that I can kind of um, be able to apply pressure while eliminating
mm.
the amount of angles the enemy can see me from.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Can you give me a second? I will
Yeah,
be back. Yeah, just 1 second.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm back. I just needed to open the door. Someone came, so yeah, I had to.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
yeah, let's continue. So mechanics, yeah, like what else?
Um, kind of like I was saying, the scouting
Yeah, scouting,
to
yeah, yeah.
um, see kind of take, I guess, like almost like pieing a door or sectioning off angles to um, either identify a target that would be, taking like a high ground or something, or at least eliminate that to know that I won't be pressured from that angle. Um, and that kind of ties into like eliminating the amount of angles the enemy can see me from.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Okay. And I think just a bit of timing, but I think that was okay overall, but I just still keep it in mind